Judicial Watch isn't going to give up. We're going to investigate this Justice Department decision to give a get out of jail free pass again to Andrew McCabe. Now, Andrew McCabe was deputy director of the FBI, and then he was actually temporary director of the FBI when Comey was fired correctly in the most significant anti-corruption move by a president of the United States in recent history, when Trump fired Comey. But Andrew McCabe was part of that FBI class of individuals who thought they were above the law. He thought he could act in seditious ways against the president of the United States. Judicial Watch exposed how he and Rod Rosenstein conspired, talked about wearing a wire on the president in the Oval Office, talked about invoking the 25th Amendment to remove him because they didn't like the fact he fired their buddy, James Comey. Talk about a coup. That was a coup. And Judicial Watch exposed those documents. We also exposed how the scandal of Andy McCabe being involved in the investigation of Hillary Clinton, even though the Clinton machine, through Terry McAuliffe, who's now in the news, gave his wife, was one of the biggest donor, if not the biggest donor, to his wife's campaign in the Commonwealth of Virginia. And they told us for months, oh, there was no there. There's no reason for them to recuse himself. And Judicial Watch exposed how he recused himself in a secret way from the Clinton investigation. Comey even saw that there was enough there, he had to recuse himself. They didn't want to tell the public that because it would have further undermined confidence in how they gave Hillary Clinton a whole pass for her criminality. Judicial Watch exposed it. And then you had the IG report that showed that McCabe, in a discussion about so the irony here is that McCabe was dinged, D-I-N-G-E-D, for leaking to the Wall Street Journal confirmation of an investigation of the Clinton Foundation. So it was kind of an anti-Clinton leak, ironically, right? But he was more concerned that that it was being put out there that the FBI was suppressing the Clinton investigation, when in fact it was the Justice Department. I mean, there were just scandals within scandals here. But he lied about that leak to Comey and to investigators. And in fact, he tried to blame others and suggested others did it. And I think he lied both 4 times, under oath and not under oath. And the Justice Department, and I think it was Barr's Justice Department, refused to prosecute him. And he also signed one of those fraudulent FISA warrants and was running the FBI spy operation, along with Peter Strzok, Lisa Page, etc., against Donald Trump, that they knew had no good faith basis to be run. So accordingly, Jeff Sessions had fired him. He wasn't prosecuted. The only thing he was done was fired. He was fired shortly before his retirement, so he lost his pension. So McCabe sued. He said, look, Trump was yelling about me, and Sessions fired me improperly and broke civil service rules in doing so. So the suit's going on. And what does the Justice Department do? They admit no wrongdoing, but they give him $200,000, erase the fact he was fired, and essentially rehabilitate his official record. Not only do they, it looks like they're going to give him at least $200,000, they're going to give his lawyers $500,000. So the Biden administration, in a kind of in-your-face move, just told taxpayers and American citizens concerned about corruption in the Justice Department and the FBI, we don't care. We don't care what you think. We're going to take care of this guy who lied repeatedly to investigators, destroyed, to the degree there was any credibility of the FBI, he further destroyed it. And we're going to treat him like he did nothing wrong. We're going to go back and erase history. So those of you who think the FBI is any better than the way it used to be, and the Justice Department has been any better than it used to be, you're wrong. Now, does that mean that McCabe doesn't have a technical issue that he might have been able to pursue against the Justice Department over whether he was fired accordingly exactly to the rules? No. But look, I've been litigating as head of Judicial Watch through our organization against the Justice Department on behalf of whistleblowers and just generally speaking, and they never give an inch. They rarely give an inch in their areas like this. But if you're Andrew McCabe and you broke the rules and you're seen as a critic of Trump, you get special treatment. So remember this. Think of all those 1-6 people being prosecuted. Think of all the people in jail put there for, quote, lying to the FBI. And think of Andrew McCabe, who even Barr refused to prosecute. That's how institutional that corruption was at the Justice Department. Terrible decision by Barr. And the one thing they do, the Biden administration erased. So to me, that's a signal that the Biden administration not only doesn't think the corruption of Andrew McCabe was a big deal, but they're endorsing it. And so you can presume that that corruption continues. Indeed, it does. They're encouraging big tech to censor their opponents. They're suggesting that parents who are criticizing their allies at the local level over their Marxist CRT propagandizing and abuse of our children be put in jail. They're targeting Trump still in league with Nancy Pelosi. And as part of that, they're letting a crooked FBI official get away scot-free. In fact, they're giving him your money. And what's frustrating is that Judicial Watch uncovered more than enough information, and the IG covered more than enough information that should have resulted in the prosecution of Andrew McCabe, not only for the lies the IG found out about, but the other information that's out there related to the abuse of Trump. Now, who knows? Maybe Durham will investigate and prosecute Mr. McCabe. I know we've counted him out before, but it looks like there's still a little life there, but I'm not all that confident. So Judicial Watch isn't going to give up. We're going to investigate this Justice Department decision to give a get out of jail free pass again to Andrew McCabe, one of the deep state plotters against our republic and against President Trump. And you can bet we'll sue if we don't get the answers, as we're wont to do.
Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch all the latest news from Judicial Watch.